So bloody hell.
Yeah, yeah. And the other guy who I've mentioned on Facebook and stuff sometimes is Gunnar Vakela.
Yeah.
And
Big
I owe him
Dave.
I owe him a big. Of course, he's not a gunner anymore, but it was in my day, and I am a big debt of gratitude because we were patrolling through Basra one day and we saw these guys in black suits with AKs, and we knew there was these sort of things called the death squads out. They killed 3 of my Iraqi interpreters while we were out there, which was very sad and in very horrific circumstances as well. You could hear their families screaming down their mobile phone to me as they were dragged out of the house and stuff. Really, really, really unpleasant. But these death squads, which were being operated by the Iraqi police, were out and about. And we saw these guys in black suits and AKs around this petrol station. It was obviously what we would have called in the Northern Ireland days sort of an illegal VCP. And it was obviously only allowing certain people to get fuel and stuff like that. But we're really poor intelligence in Iraq in those days. In Basra, we didn't really know what was going on. I mean, we were quite exposed. We didn't have the sort of levels of intelligence that perhaps used to have in the days in Belfast and things like that. And but a bad thing when you see it, and it was definitely a bad thing. And my view was we couldn't turn a blind eye because we're British Army patrol, and we'd just lose all credibility if the others in the public and others saw us just drive past and ignore it. So we didn't go to fill their collar, and my Iraqi interpreter said, no, it's a really bad idea. They're bad people. Don't do it. And of course, I'm afraid that's a bit of red rag to a bull to me. That meant I was definitely going to do it then, because there's no way I'm going to turn a blind eye to it. And so we pulled out the trucks. I got out. I went and spoke to the guy who looked like the boss man of this thing, and we hadn't been talking very long. And he suddenly pulled up his AK and had it sort of pointing right at my forehead. And I was thinking, this is not a great situation. This, and out of nowhere, Vac suddenly appears, and he had the machine gun, and it was almost like something like a Crocodile Dundee or something. That's not a knife. This is a knife type situation. Because over the corner of my shoulders, suddenly appears the barrel of this machine gun. I'm bloody glad he didn't fire it, because I wouldn't be able to hear today. And this barrel up it, all I can hear is Vac says something like, why don't you just F off? and there's a moment of, where we just all look at each other. I'm thinking, oh my God, how the hell is this going to work out now? Anyway, he sort of lowers his weapon and backs off a bit. And so we sort of decide that discretion's the better part of valor. So we sort of make our way back to the truck as well and drive off. And interesting enough, we were heading to Camp Stephen. That was it. That's where the Iraqi army were based. A place called Camp Stephen. Headed to Camp Stephen, and I told the Iraqi brigadier what had happened, and he said, "You've had a close shave. That is definitely one of the death squads." And and they don't mess around. We wouldn't mess with them. So you guys have really gone into the lion's den, But yeah, good old Gunnar Vakala, and blimey, back in the days in Hona, he used to appear in front of my desk a few times for the wrong reasons, having had a few nights out on the town in around Hona and stuff. But it always goes to show, when the chips are down, people like him really deliver it. And he was spot on, and I've always had the highest regard for him. We still keep in touch on LinkedIn and stuff like that. And what a great bloke! It's amazing,
he's just left the army, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. He's studying to become a lawyer, which is awesome.
Yeah, I was like,
really.
I was quite
awesome.
surprised. Yeah, I was quite surprised when I found that out.
Yeah, that's a remarkable man. I mean, I'm delighted for him. That's absolutely brilliant, and and I also, there's a couple of times where I've had conversations with people about racism, and I guess I've got to be careful what I say, because there will be people who've suffered racism in the army, and there's no way I would condone that. But I also say to people, a lot of people in the army are genuinely colourblind, and there's a classic example of a Fijian soldier who puts himself in harm's way to protect his white officer, and and I know without a shadow of doubt I would have done exactly the same for him. And to me, while they're undoubtedly has been racism in the army. There probably still is some racism in the army. You know, I'm a big believer that the vast majority of people I've served with and served alongside are colourblind, and it has no bearing whatsoever. You know, and that example is a classic case.